I was tagged by Leahy Hut, you know her as that lady, that's her channel name, to do the painting pro tag. And I do not feel like I'm a pro at project painting, but since she so kindly tagged me, I figured I would answer the questions. And there's 10 of them, and this tag was started by FortWorthFamous. The first question is, how did you learn about project painting, and what was your first impression? Of course, I learned about project painting through watching YouTube. At that point, it was December of 2014, and I had already started buying too much makeup, and I didn't have the amount of things I have now. Excuse me, I had to burp. But I did have more than I ever had before. And I thought it was really great that these ladies were trying to use their things up and not trying to amass a collection, because I never wanted to have a collection of makeup. In my first impression, I thought it was great, If I had found project painting prior to finding the YouTube beauty community and buying too much makeup, then I would have thought, what's the big deal? Because I have one makeup bag full of makeup, and whenever I finish a foundation, I'm like aggravated that I have to go buy another one. That's how I used to feel about it, Anyway, number 2, what's the hardest thing you've ever panned and the easiest? Okay. Every time I think about this, I had a sample. It was a little sample of a Makeup Forever HD blush. I mean, that little bitty pod sample took me forever to finish. No joke. I was working on that for at least 6 months. I wasn't using it every single day, but I used it a lot. And that's what I keep thinking about. And it was actually in this shade. I'm sure several of you had got that sample too. It was in the shade 410. The Makeup Forever HD blush. But I loved it. I fell in love with the formula. And that was just the absolute hardest thing I ever panned. And the easiest has been more recently lip glosses, if I like the formula. These Buxom lip glosses are so easy to go through for me. Lip balms or tinted lip balms are really easy. Stuff that you can reapply are easier to go through, I believe. Even like the deluxe sample of the twist up eyeliners, I find I can get through these in 3 months, so stuff like that has been easy for me. Once I learned to stick to one thing, like use one eyeliner at a time, you'd be surprised at how fast you can go through it. And of course the lip, I can't go through like lipsticks, like full-on lipsticks very fast, because you don't have to reapply them, and I'm not a big full-on lipstick person on an everyday basis. I like tinted balms. So I think most people find that stuff they enjoy, they can move through faster. If you're oilier skin, you're going to go through powders faster. Okay, have you attempted to pan that palette? Why or why not? Yes, I did. I tried to, at the beginning of 2015, pan the Balm Nude Tude palette. I believe that lasted 3 months. I hit pan on a few of the shades, but I honestly did one look out of that palette, and that was it. I mean, I don't have a excellent eyeshadow game. I just don't, and I'm not very creative. I don't like wearing makeup that I don't feel comfortable in, and that palette really wasn't a very good palette. I mean, I wound up not enjoying it. When I got to the point where it was like, I just can't, I can't look at this thing one more day. I just quit. I mean, I quit, and I wound up decluttering that palette. Actually, sold it in a mass big bunch of makeup I sold at one time. But yeah, it was, you know, I'm glad I tried it. And now if I ever did it again, I would do it in like a duo or a quad maybe of neutral shades that I could work in. But I like painting shadows or that are ones I know I'm going to use. It does feel good to pan eyeshadows, but I'm not the type of person who's going to just make looks toward what I'm trying to use up. You know, I want to use up the stuff that I like the look of, if that makes any sense. Okay. And then, has painting affected your makeup buying habits? If so, how? Yes, it has. I mean, it's made me think a whole lot more about what I'm buying and how much I'm buying. Yeah, I mean, it just completely has. It's completely changed the way I think about purchases, because I know how long it takes to use things up, and it's still hard. I mean, it's a struggle. I'm by no means like can successfully complete any type of no buy, or I don't think I could ever not buy makeup on a regular basis, but I think I could buy it much less than I have been previously for the past 2 years. I don't know. It's kind of weird because I'm still in the process of that change, and I feel like I'm moving toward a place where I can say, yes, I have changed habits, but I'm not there yet. You know, it's a process that I'm still on the road. Okay. What do you plan to pan next? Honestly, I don't know. I've got projects going on right now. After the projects I have going on currently are complete, I don't know. It just depends on how I'm feeling. I like to go with what I'm in the mood for, or what I notice is needing to be used up. You know, I mean, like if I look around at my stuff and this Wet n Wild Fergie powder, I just organically hit pan on it, and when I have another project, I might put this in it, you know, seeing that I've already hit pan on it, you know, but I don't know 100% for sure. I don't really plan out my pans. I'm a go with the flow type gal. Okay, let's find the questions again. Where do you get your painting inspiration, motivation? Just from watching everybody that project pans, and the personal satisfaction that comes with finishing things up. It is so satisfying. So much so that even products that I don't have in a project, I put marks on it. You know, I put marks and lines on things that I don't have in projects just so I can see progress. You know what I mean? It's like, it becomes an obsession. It becomes an obsession using things up, and it's to use things up motivates me further. You know, the more I use up, the more motivated I am to use things up. You know what I mean? And I love watching everybody else's videos, and that, you know, inspires me to draw out products that I have that maybe I want to pan. If I saw, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I cannot remember her name. But I saw a girl use up the Burberry Earthy Blush. She was using it in a project pan, and that got me to thinking about owning this, and now I have this in a project and I'm trying to pan it, you know? So that's my inspiration, motivation. And then, what's your favorite thing about the painting community? You know, my favorite thing is that we are real women. You know, we're not fancy, schmancy beauty gurus. We don't pretend to be. We're just real, everyday women who have fallen victim to the marketing genius that is YouTube. And we're trying to dig ourselves out of the hole that we've created for ourselves. You know, that's my favorite thing. If you currently project pan, what's the one thing that's giving you the most trouble? I actually have a few things that it's giving me some trouble. This concealer, I'm so bad at concealer because I have so many of them, and I just bounce around. I like to use different concealers every day. I don't know why. I'm like crazy addicted to concealers. But the Sephora Bright Future one, I love it, but the shade is a little bit off, so it's kind of giving me some trouble. And this Dior Lip Maximizer, oh my gosh, I love the way this feels, but it turns my lips a really hot pink, like hot pink, and it is not cute, not even around the house. I feel like a crazy person, so it's really giving me some trouble. And then I have a brow pencil by Brow Bar that is the wrong shade for me. It's a little bit waxy. It's kind, there's always things that's kind of like can give you a little bit of like, go ahead and finish it already, but none of it's so bad at this point that I'm like, I'm not going to use it, because I definitely feel like there's no sense in using stuff that you hate. I don't hate any of it. I just am having a hard time with it, Okay. How long do you plan a project pan? Do you see yourself stopping? I don't see myself stopping. I may not always film videos about it, but I feel like when I get myself down to the collection that I want, I'll probably always have way too many blushes, highlighters, bronzers, eyeshadows, and, eyeball products. I'll probably always have too many, but I definitely want to get down where I only have a couple of primers, foundations, powders at one time, and then I will focus on one, use it up. So I will just do what naturally women do every day all over the world. They project pan, they just don't sit down and think about it. They're just naturally doing it. Okay, would you recommend panning to others? How would you explain it? I would absolutely recommend project panning to anybody that feels like they have too much makeup, or they're overwhelmed by the amount that they have, or whatever. But if you're somebody like I used to be, and you just have a makeup bag of makeup, there's no point, you're doing it anyway. Maybe even those girls need to realize that their makeup expires, like the shelf life of makeup. But yeah, everybody, explaining it, picking some products and finishing them off instead of just using a different foundation every day, or using a different whatever every day. You're focusing on certain products and working through them. That's that's it. What you used to do but you don't do anymore, that's what project panning is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, I don't know. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I tag you. Everybody that hasn't done this, please do it. Let me know if you have. I would love to watch. And I will see you real soon. Bye.